One man is deceased on scene, and right now, I mean, if you take a look behind me, you can see the highway is completely shut down. 18-year-old Zachary Hammond told police he was just messing around when he pointed a gun at his best friend's face, and it, quote, just went off. Neighbors we spoke to say last night's standoff was one of the most intense situations they've seen in this area.
I'm Allison Martinez, and we're up here in Sky News. Show everyone what we're looking at, giving you a bird's eye view of the sky.
State police received a call around 8 p.m. last night from a visitor who was at the home and saw the bodies through the window. The ART lanes are becoming a hub for bicyclists because of how open and smooth they are. From yesterday to today, the visibility has decreased significantly. And if you look behind me, you can see that the smoke continues to take over the Durango skies. Police have been digging and sifting through this property behind me all day long. On Tuesday, they found bones here in their scene. The Bow and Arrow Lodge may look a lot different soon. The city is asking the property owners to make some big changes, and it has to be done in 120 days. An eyesore that neighbors are ready to see go.
It's a major source for drug activity and prostitution.
It is a big nuisance. I mean, it's a magnet for crime, because when you get these guys looking for drugs and they don't have the money to pay for it, they come over here and steal from us.
It's no secret that the Bow and Arrow Lodge near Central and Wyoming is a crime magnet.
Yeah, unfortunately, everybody in the Southeast Area Command knows where the Bow and Arrow is, and we've had incidents over there over the years, but we want that place to get cleaned up.
Which is why the motel may be getting its last chance. The city has cracked down on the place, asking the owners to fix an abundance of problems that came to light upon inspection.
Some of the units we saw did have some code violations, which included faulty wiring, which included holes in the wall, and those are all things that need to be fixed before you have occupants in the building.
On February 8th, the property owners were taken to court, which is when the city gave them a 120-day deadline to bring the property into compliance.
And the goal with code enforcement is to get property owners to take responsibility for their property, and that's exactly what's happening right now.
However, neighboring businesses aren't optimistic the renovations will make a big difference.
No, it's not going to help. You can put a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound, but it isn't going to help.
It should help. It would be nice, like I said, if they could fence it off.
When we reached out to the owners, they did not want to go on camera. State police tried spike strips and pit maneuvers to get the RV to stop, but it was a crash that finally did them in. It's a miracle. No one was hurt. On March 14th, an off-duty officer called state police about a tan RV driving recklessly at the tramway exit in Albuquerque. Officers caught up to the driver at the intersection of Winona and Four Hills, where the RV sat at a stop sign for an entire minute before police flashed their lights. Behind the wheel was Anthony Moya, who at first made a run for it, but then pulled over on the side of State Road 333. Just when officers thought they would make contact with the 55-year-old driver, he took them on a slow-speed chase. Before making a U-turn where officers tried a pit maneuver. That was unsuccessful. The chase continued towards SR 333 and Tramway, which is where these two hopped out.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
When officers asked why the RV was fleeing.
So why is he running from us?
I don't know. We just waited.
The duo was handcuffed and officers went back to locating the RV, which was now driving eastbound on I-40. An officer tried to deploy a spike strip. That was also unsuccessful. The RV then approached a semi and began pushing the tractor trailer closer and closer to the median, which is when officers again attempted to deploy a spike strip. This time they had better luck, but Moya lost control, sending him across the median through oncoming traffic in front of two semis and into a ditch on the far side of the road.
Driver, if you can hear us, come out with your hands up!
Officers found Moya in the RV unconscious with a head injury from the crash. Police say he reeked of alcohol. Moya agreed to a blood draw. However, those results have yet to come back. A man made the discovery while out on a run last week. We're standing all the way over here because the fence almost shorted one of our cameras earlier today. It's a place where families come to have fun, but this fence has sparked a problem.
I've never seen anything like this.
Along the edge of Sean McWethy Park in the Tres Volcanes neighborhood near Unser and Ladera is this metal fence that lies under a group of transmission lines. While the fence looks harmless, Frank Valdez quickly discovered it wasn't.
I was just walking by the fence. I had to tie my shoelace, so I ended up holding on to the top wire to get my balance, and my foot touched the bottom wire, and I ended up getting jolted.
Valdez went home to grab a voltage reader.
I saw that it lit up, so I found out there's power running through it.
He says the fence put out 139 volts, which is more than a standard household current. We went to check it out ourselves, and the electrified fence even shorted our news camera. And today,
So that one's reading, oh, it says overload.
neighbors worry about the kids who play at the park every day, and there are no posted warning signs.
I think it's dangerous, and anybody can get shocked not knowing.
The city's Parks and Rec department refused to go on camera about the situation, but say the fence was installed 10 years ago, and they have no clue if it was ever grounded. They're now working with an electrician to fix the problem. That ticking noise you heard in the story was again the electricity interfering with our cameras. The Parks and Rec department says since building this park a few years ago, they've grounded all of the new fencing.